Welcome to episode 9 of Shmuppin with JT and the Hambone. I'm JT.
And I'm the Hambone. Today's episode will be covering Daioh. Released in 1993, it's a vertical shooter created by Athena and published by Sammy. Well, we're going to go straight into it. Here are a few things you need to know about this game. So this game is unique in that it has 6 power-ups that are mapped to 6 different buttons. So you have all your options at the beginning of the game, but then you can power each one up as you go along.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of a shmup that has 6 buttons.
Yeah, this is very unique. So so the first shot you have is your Vulcan or spread shot. The second option you have is your laser, or I like to call it the lightning.
Lightning.
Yeah, and then finally we have our missiles. And then you have a bomb that corresponds to each different weapon. So your Vulcan shot has this bomb that comes out and has these flames that come out in this big circle and envelops the screen. Your laser shot has these big blue lasers that just come out and destroy a lot of things in a very, very narrow section of the screen. And finally you've got your missile bomb, which is more of a defensive because it forms this gigantic ring around you that can destroys all the bullets. It does a lot of damage, but it's only just limited to right around your ship.
I think if you're really good and could get close in on a big enemy, you could drop that on them and do a ton of damage. Yeah. But for the most part, it's a pretty good panic bomb because you can hit it and you're just immediately shielded from everything for a couple seconds.
Yeah. So the power-ups you do pick up in the game, there is a red P, which powers up your shot. There is a blue S that speeds your ship up, and then, well, in the version we're playing the US version with the 6 buttons. So finally, you have it's an orange eye. If you're playing the Japanese version, it would be different colors, and it would correspond to the different power-ups. But for this case and in this scenario, they're just 5,000 points every time you pick them up.
Yeah, the American version, if you see a little yellowish eye, it's just 5,000 points. If you're playing the Japanese version, the yellow is the
it becomes.
Spread shot?
It's the missiles.
The blue is the lightning.
And then the red is the Vulcan.
Well, the red is the spread shot, and the yellow is the missiles.
Right.
So, slightly more complicated in the Japanese version because you can switch between weapons. More traditional style, 2-button shmup. The 6-button shmup takes a little getting used to. It is bizarre because I don't know how you can bomb with the palm of your...
Right.
So it's very strange.
Going back and forth between the rows of buttons is kind of difficult.
It's bizarre. So when I learned how to play, I'm not moving my hand, I'm not doing anything, and I just planted my hand on it, and these are the 3 buttons I'm going to use. I'm going to learn how to play the game with these 3 buttons. So I didn't use 3 of the buttons.
Well, then finally, there is a bomb that drops 2. And
the bomb item. Right.
And the game gives you quite a few bombs, which is really nice, because you'll need them in some parts.
Yeah.
And I guess another thing to mention in this game, the ranking system is quite, I don't know if complicated is the right word, but it's very in-depth. So in this game, every time you pick up a power-up, your rank keeps going up. It just keeps going up. And the longer you progress as well, your rank keeps going up. And then finally, there's this, the purple P, right? Which is just like a max power-up. If you collect that, then your rank goes up even more.
Right.
So then there are ways of making your rank drop, which includes dying. And then
you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. Or you can let the purple P, when it appears, go off the screen.
Yeah, it's weird. Supposedly, if you let the purple P go off the screen, your rank drops. Significantly, supposedly. Yeah. So anytime you see in the video footage we're about to show, you will see us totally avoiding the purple P, because it is evil.
Evil. Well, I guess that's really all you need to know about the basics of Daioh, so let's go into it, huh? All right. There we go.
Scramble. Now, usually I don't record the intro Attract movie, but there's significance. So something is happening. There's a gigantic robot attacking the Earth.
He looks like the Shredder.
This is the best, though.
Daioh!
All right, so you saw the big robot.
Yeah.
Remember the big robot.
Don't forget the big robot. All right, much like a lot of shmups, you just come flying off another plane or something like that, and this first stage is, I don't want to say brainless, but it's kind of brainless. As long as
it's pretty brainless.
At least for the first minute, you could literally just hold on the laser button and not move.
Yeah, so this is the lightning shot, which I use almost exclusively for the entire game. Because it is, like you said, the most brainless weapon. It kills almost everything without having to aim.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a homing shot, so you don't have to do anything.
So,
look,
this first level, I mean, illustrates it fairly well. It is brainless. It's brainless. You have to move a little. Sometimes there are bullets that you have to move out of the way.
Right. But for the most part, Now you can see you're not collecting every power-up right now because of rank.
No, yeah. I don't even collect the power-ups in the first level because you'll see at the end boss.
Yeah, you don't need to.
There's a reason. There are a lot of power-ups at the end.
So, like, the way this game, like, it works out, it reminds me of, like Raiden met Grindstormer a little bit, like, through, like, the artwork and just the way the enemies come out and stuff, too. Alright, we're at the first boss. So, I mean, you can kill this guy really quickly if you wanted to. You just bomb out.
You don't want to.
But you don't want to, and you'll see why.
So again, you can see the points. Like, if you're going for points, this is the weapon you want to use, because it just... You can just see the points. You're constantly going.
You're hitting everything.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is why you don't want to kill the boss right away.
You want to get to this point.
There's a bunch of power-ups on each side. You just pick a side, essentially. For most time, we go left. It doesn't matter, I don't think, right?
Yeah, I just sit on one of the sides and just go.
And then, blah.
you do run into the problem where you can accidentally power up too much.
Yeah.
And start to increase your, rank a little bit. But who cares? If you increase your rank by this much, it's not going to be the end of the world.
No, at least not in this stage.
So that's it.
That's level 1. And so you saw you get the bonus points for bombs, and then for each stage you get, like, the bonuses go up, like, is it 10,000?
Yeah, it's geometric. So you get 10,000 points times whatever level you're on. So
times
10, 20, 30, 40.
Right.
And you do get points for bombs.
Right.
So
you can have a lot of bombs. You could get a lot of bonus points.
I like games where they reward you for not using bombs. Because it's a sickness, but...
It is a sickness.
No.
So here we go. Mr. Robot guy's going to start smashing
those little guys that come out of the ground,
they
can trick you, because your lightning sometimes doesn't wrap onto them fast enough.
Yeah, so one thing you'll see is, like, the lightning likes to just spin around like an enemy, and sometimes they'll get caught on an enemy, and you can't shoot out anymore. Well, that's one of the things you'll notice about the game is, like, you can't shoot something else until your first barrage is gone.
Yeah, so that can be tricky, like, in the American version, when you can flip between weapons like that. If you have lightning going and it's circling around an enemy, you have to wait for it to stop before your missiles will come out, even if you're holding the button down.
Exactly.
Same with missiles. If you fire a barrage of missiles out, you have to wait for all of them to be off the screen before lightning will come out.
So yeah, you have to get the timing as when to switch weapons and stuff like that.
You can see the lightning just magnetizes onto guys and spins and kills them all. So, you get the big red guy in this level, and you get the big blue guy, just missile the crap out of it.
Yeah, watch out for their lasers that shoot out if you don't kill them right away.
It's a good rule of thumb in this game, if an enemy comes down and it's bigger than this, missile it.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess around, because sometimes they'll just keep going lower and lower and lower,
and keep shooting
lightning
and shooting,
isn't killing them.
Yeah, it's like Raiden that there's no, like, stopping point for them for shooting. Like, they'll just keep shooting no matter what. Alright, second boss.
A couple times, I moved over on purpose to show you those blue things.
And you died.
Those are still there.
Yeah, you run into them and die.
So if you're in the middle of the screen, you don't know they're there, and then you go to the right or the left and...
Alright, so this pattern can be a little tricky, because there's so many things going on.
Yeah, if you're not missiling, and you're going for points with the lightning shot, it gets hairy.
This'll take a while.
All three of the things are crossing over.
Right. But, like, yeah, you go left to right, right to left, whatever. But then this is actually super easy. Look at the missile. The hardest part is honestly dodging the bullets that are shooting out of
Well, this part I do. As soon as he starts, like...
Oh, you just bomb him?
As soon as he starts, the heads start coming out, you get so many bombs in this game.
That's true. And that laser bomb will do so much damage.
Yeah, the laser bomb is great because it does super concentrated damage, and you can do it from the bottom of the screen, so it just fries everything in front of you.
If you just sat there with the missiles, though, like, you just literally just dodge back and forth and take them all out eventually.
I'm impatient.
Alright, so, you see this? This is the purple P?
Avoid.
I mean, if you do get it, you get a lot of nice stuff out of it, but...
I would say maybe I would obviously get it if I died and the game showed it to me. I'd have a hard time avoiding it.
I think that's where you get the shield, the purple.
You say there's a shield.
There's like a shield in this game. Like I have to prove this somehow.
So maybe it is when you pick up the purple P, we get a shield. So I don't know.
All right, here's
The
some
mystery of the shield.
more mindless stuff.
Yeah, this is another fairly mindless. This is almost more mindless than the first level, because these planes come from the sides, they get fried. And then the planes come from the top, and as long as you're in the middle,
yeah, there's no
the
danger.
bullets just go straight down.
They're not shooting at you.
No.
They're just shooting.
Shooting by you.
Yeah.
So, it's, I don't know. This game is full of the lightning shot killing stuff for you.
Yeah.
But I'd have a hard time arguing that I don't have fun doing it. Like, the game just throws popcorn enemies at you and gives you a weapon that fries them all instantly.
Right.
There's a certain sense of satisfaction in playing a game like that. It's not like you're not hammering on the button.
Which is great. If you do hammer on the button, your rate of fire is actually slower.
Yeah, this game has great auto fire.
Yeah.
Love playing games with auto fire.
It's really nice to notice.
Oh, it's so nice.
The guy could be a little tricky right there with this little cluster of bullets, but I mean, once you're powered up and like mowing through stuff. But I mean, once you do die, there's checkpoints in this game, so like, you can die in the wrong spot and just get stuck for a little bit. So.
Yeah, I mean, later on in the game, it does get tricky when you die.
All right, I think this is the first tricky boss, really.
Yes, if you don't know the key.
Yeah, because he comes down fairly close on top of you.
So when his arms do that,
yep, that's when
he'll pull his arms in, and that means you have 1 second to get to the side of the screen.
Right.
And he'll throw all the bullets at you, and you just sweep underneath.
Right.
So this whole thing is just kind of lazily going back and forth.
I'm just waiting for him to do his
waiting to see his arms do the flippy thing.
Little twirly thing. There you go.
Alright, there's the flippy thing. So you
twirly.
get to the side, and
Yep.
then sweep underneath it. Now, you can sit here and kill this guy with your lightning shot and rack up the points,
But that would take you a while.
but we'd be sitting here for. So I've
We don't have enough
switched
time.
the missiles. You saw it enough. You saw 2 full patterns.
Yeah. And that's exactly. There's nothing else to this.
Yeah.
That's the pattern.
That's it. It'll just keep going on and on and on. And the lightning shot will just keep wrapping around his arms and giving you points.
Yep.
So yeah, as with a lot of things in this game, if you're going for points, just keep dodging with the lightning.
Keep your bombs.
Keep your bombs. So yeah, you can see like the bonuses are starting to kind of climb because you have so many bombs now.
Yeah. But I mean, you're gaining all your points in the level, so.
Yeah.
4-1. There we go. Truly an outer
More like now we're taking it to his back door because he's from outer space.
Otro espacio. Yep.
It's just a nuisance. It's literally just a nuisance. You just have to move up and down.
All right, so these green guys, if you're not powered up, they can be a little tricky.
Yeah, I think the natural inclination is to not sit underneath them and sit to the side because they do fire these red lasers down. But sometimes your lightning can go off and do its own thing, and you don't kill them soon enough. So I typically just kind of sit sort of underneath them for a second just to make sure the lightning focuses on them. Then get out. Don't sit underneath them. And you'll see later on the level they come down in pairs, and you really don't want to sit underneath them there.
Yeah. Now, this is the part where I would use the Vulcan. Because if you're powered up, it covers up the whole screen.
Yeah. Like I said, though, well, first of all, the joystick I play with only has 3 buttons, so that limits me a little. I have a 6-button joystick.
You shouldn't admit that on camera.
It's my shmup stick. So these guys will cause you nothing but pain.
Yeah, just bomb.
I just bomb.
Why not?
You have bombs.
Use them.
Just use them.
Yep.
Because you get 3 coming out at one side, and you don't kill them instantly. You got 2 guys firing on both sides of you. And
you got a lot of bullets to deal with.
You will lose it.
You will lose your life. And these guys are a little tricky too because they shoot those laser beams straight down.
Yeah.
But as long as you know that they're coming, like there's not too many bullets on the screen.
No, it's just one of those things where you can get danger of both firing and bullets.
And then you lose one of the patterns in the stream of the other bullet. And as you can see, the explosions can be distracting too there.
There's a lot of that. The explosion sprite animation kind of causes a glitchy thing.
And slow down a little bit sometimes.
It's like the original Nintendo. Sometimes the games like sprites flicker, and sometimes a yellow bullet will kind of flicker behind a yellow explosion, and you won't see it.
You're just gone. It's like losing a baseball in the lights, like that.
Yeah, I think instinctively I got to the point where I just would not hang out underneath an explosion like that, just because there could be a bullet.
How y'all doing? Howdy, y'all. Hambone rapping at you here again. Today we're going to talk about the maker of this fine video game, Athena. Well, they're a game developing company founded in 1987, way back in the day in Japan, and they went on to make quite a few games. Well, here are a few that stand out to me and JT. The first one being Dragon Unit, kind of a side-scroller, platformer, gladiator kind of game, kind of clunky, but hey, whatever. We also have for you JJ Squawkers, which is kind of a really cute, neat platforming, like kind of beat-em-up game. You know, you're this bird, I'm assuming JJ Squawker, and you're throwing these leg accordion things at people, and crazy stuff's happening all over the place. And then we also have Strike Gunner STG, another shmup. This being a Shmuppin show, we figured we throw that on there too. So, like I said, Athena, they made quite a few games, not just for the arcade only, but they hit up almost all them platform consoles that were available back in the late 80s, early 90s. They did NES, SNES, they got the N64, PlayStation 2, Game Boy. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I think the ones that kind of stand out, the other ones that aren't arcade games that stand out to us, first one is being Biometal, once again, another shmup. You know, we love them shmups here. And then we also have, I'm probably saying this wrong, so correct me, is Daioh, which is kind of like a shmup maker. So this was kind of unique for back in the day. Like, you can make your own levels, you know, add your own music and things like that. You get some stuff from Daioh in there. You know, so definitely check that one out. And I guess one of the things I did forget to make, there was a kind of a sequel made to this great game Daioh. It was called Shenryu, made in 1997. So it's got a lot of the same elements you'll see from Daioh, but then they added a couple you know, twists of their own on that, and it kind of plays more like Raiden, but it's definitely quite fun. But well, that's enough of me flapping my gums at you. Until next time, see y'all later.
Buttons, more lightning. Now, I don't know if picking up the yellow 5,000 things
Increases rank? I would assume so.
They're points. I had a hard time not collecting them, so
5,000.
I collected them for the most part.
Alright, this guy's actually easier, I think, than the last one.
As long as you kill one of his arms first.
Right. Because his patterns are just...
I think with a lot of the bosses in this game, you got to do all your damage while they're at the top of the screen. Now you can see they start to come down.
Yeah. And look how quickly, though, like, he doesn't have that many hit points.
No, that just... Anytime,
he's quick.
Anytime any of the bosses get down, I bomb.
Yeah.
It's just not worth it, because...
They don't give you any room to maneuver, really.
No, and most of them have spread patterns, and you just can't dodge fast enough sometimes. So anytime they start creeping down, bomb. Just bomb. Like this game, you have...
How many bombs do you have right now?
You have so many bombs in this game, you can do... They give you multiple rows of bombs.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, you'll have like 3, 5, maybe 6. This game...
Arrow Fighter said 7.
You can have in the teens. It gives you 2 full rows. I never played long enough...
To collect them all?
To see if it goes to a third row.
That'd
it might.
Awesome.
That would be phenomenal.
I mean, you directly could do that in the second loop.
Yeah, if you never bombed, you might get to a third row.
Now, that guy...
Just bomb him.
Don't, because these guys will start coming out too, right? I can't remember.
Yeah,
right?
no,
like,
it's...
I remember being like really difficult if you don't kill him right away.
This guy looks more intimidating than that red guy. He's not. He's a softie.
Yeah, as you can see, like those, like there's no like secondary pattern. There's just a big pattern.
It's a really slow pattern.
Right.
He's a softie.
Kind of.
He's a softie. No bomb. You just keep picking him up. I will say though,
this right here. This is where you need to be fully powered up. Because don't sit in the middle either. But like, if you're not doing, if you only kill one of them, you're screwed.
Yeah, so you can see I would hang out underneath him, so all my lightning would concentrate on him.
And this guy is a little difficult, so he's got a lot of hit points actually.
The first volley, if you're not prepared, can get you caught. But as long as you are aware, it's just standard figure 8.
Yeah, so he'll do that, and then he'll go back to his first pattern if you don't kill him right away.
So just do the figure 8. And then when he goes to that pattern where he stops,
missile will get up right on top of him.
Sit in the middle and missile the crowd.
Yeah, check this. So now the green guys are spread a little farther apart there. That's even trickier in my opinion.
So this guy, it's just like here. Here are some free points.
So yeah, there's free points, and then there's a 1-up that he drops.
Right? It is the only enemy dropped 1-up in the game. You can get a 1-up, and there's even a 2-up in the game.
Right.
But it's random. No, it's not random.
There it is. The 1-up. The 1-up.
There it is.
So
That is a guaranteed one-up. It's there every time when you kill it.
Yeah, it's not point-based.
Yeah. There is an exploit where you can get the one-up from that guy
and keep dying.
And die on the guy at the same time and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and milking it for points, but...
We don't condone that.
Who has that much time? Just don't do that. He thinks I didn't see this.
The good thing it's not recorded either.
But you can get a 1-up or a 2-up in the game. There's like an internal counter.
Right, so you play enough games, right?
If you play enough games, the game just gives you a 1-up or a 2-up.
Alright, this guy looks shockingly like the last boss.
It is. And you notice I'm already bummed.
Yeah.
Because these bullets are crazy.
Yeah, you see like the one pattern that takes up half the screen, that takes up the other half of the screen. That can be.
I'm not a real good Twitch guy when your ship is fully powered up in any game. And when that guy starts spitting out, like, you have to just do Twitch movements.
You've got a big hitbox in this game, too. So
I just bombed.
Why not?
I bombed at least twice there. I can't remember, maybe even 3 times. But yeah, that's
Stage 5 is clear. All right. So Stage 6 is the last real level, and then Stage 7 is just the boss. So we're more than halfway home.
Now this
is mindless.
This is really, really stupid. I could understand if it was like a button mashing shmup. They'd be like, "All right, rest your wrists, my son." This level, it's
this is killing time.
Yeah, I mean, you're never ever in any danger. You just the only thing this is just a
bomb collection,
free set of bombs.
That's what, 3 or 4 bombs? I think it's 3 bombs.
You usually get 2. 2 is, from my experience, is the standard. Sometimes you get 1, sometimes 3. But I've had up to 6 or 7 a couple times, where it just starts, all of the rocks spit out.
Yeah, when I was playing earlier today, there was quite a few bombs that came out.
I couldn't figure out
maybe it was rain or something, who knows. Either way, you get some bombs there.
This is the first really hard part of the game.
Yeah. This guy, bomb.
Just bomb.
There's not enough time to do enough damage and dodge everything.
So I can see...
I mean, you could, I guess.
Right.
But
I could see Vulcan being, the spread shot being good there.
Yeah.
But this...
These guys are tricky. Because they start shooting along diagonals and stuff.
I died a lot at this point.
Yeah.
Oh. You can see the bullets come.
Yeah.
And then you have to know that those guys are coming out. And then another set comes out on the other side, and you have to know they're there and be ready. Otherwise,
you'll lose your life.
You will be swarmed.
Yeah, look at that. There's so many bullets right there.
So, typically I panic bomb both of those guys, but if you're on point, you know they're coming, you can kill one of them with missiles, and then you have to bomb the other one. I don't know.
But those 2 guys right there are really tricky. Then this part right here can be tricky too if you're not powered up at all.
You know, this is why you need all the bombs from the past 5 levels.
For this level.
Just those 30 seconds right there.
For this level, when those 2, like the one with the squiggly arms and the other guy come out, the red guy, and that part, you can get stuck there. Yeah. Like I've gotten a game where I just pretty much died. All my guys right there.
I've had several games end there.
All right, this guy, sit dead center for a second.
No.
The whole time?
The whole time.
I thought...
I figured this out.
Oh, okay.
So, he has sparks coming off the wheel, so you just want to stay below that and shadow him up and down.
There you go.
However, I did this at the arcade. Did not work. I don't know if I did it wrong.
Okay.
But...
So I've set dead center, then I just got...
Right, sometimes the bullets will cross. If you remain a perfect distance away, they cross in front of you or behind you, one of the 2. But if you do die, just immediately hammer on missiles and just bomb. And just hammer on them with missiles up close. Yeah. And you can usually use 2 or 3 bombs and just get through them.
All right.
With only 1 death, which is good.
We are at the boss. Well, almost at the boss.
Right.
So this part of the game, they just give you power-ups, because if you... Alright, so... if you die on the boss, you don't get to continue the boss. You start all over again.
So all those power-ups are for when you die. Right. And you will die.
And you will lose your life. These patterns are just pretty rough.
It is. It's...
So, I mean, if you can see... You can see the gaps, though, that are appearing, like, on the sides. Okay. Alright, when this guy comes up, just sit up on top. Look how...
Just missile right up close.
Yeah. And then bomb when he comes to the second.
So sometimes
smaller missiles.
Yeah, so sometimes when he's doing that blue laser and you get up on his arm, you can destroy it right then and there. I didn't this time. But
well, rank is pretty high in this game.
Yeah.
Alright, here he comes again.
So now he's debilitated now. Now it's easy.
Now it's manageable.
And he just does the simple slow burst, and you just tap left. This is it.
This is it.
If you want to milk for points,
Laser.
this is your chance.
Yeah, do the lightning.
When he does the blue thing, just stay off to the side. He will never smush you into the wall.
Yeah, that's one thing I'm like, wow, this game is kind of generous when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games will just, like, you have to pick the right side or like you're just...
Right. I think both sides are totally safe from that blue laser. So you can see, I'm just staying out of the way.
Yeah, it doesn't... Yeah, look, it doesn't take up that much space, honestly. Like, when you're playing... I think Macross had a boss where if you pick the wrong side,
He would just slowly go into the corner, and you'd be dead.
All right, and that's the boss.
That's it.
So that boss is difficult.
Yeah,
that boss is difficult. Don't get us wrong here. Like, I mean, it looked nice and easy on that gameplay, but you'll take you.
That took me probably an hour. Just on it.
All right, so
to learn how to do it.
We salute you, Daioh.
Yeah, but here we go.
Oh, wait.
This is the reason why we watched the intro video.
Yes.
We got to get to it.
Oh.
So we have time to chat.
Yeah.
So yeah, the weird thing about the final boss is it's the only boss I can think of where the first phase of it is much harder than the last phase. Usually, like, it progresses. Like, the first phase is like, all right, I'm feeling good, and then it starts... The last phase of that guy is one of the easiest phases of any of the bosses in the game. It's very weird.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, that part is way easier than some, even like parts of level, was it 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they want to give you a break. You've done this much.
Right.
After 20-some-odd minutes. So.
Although it kind of is a relief when you die, and you will, on that boss.
And you will.
Because your rank is, I mean, as high as it is, if you control it, it's still higher than default. So the bullets are a little faster. I think he probably has more hit points because of rank. So when you die, you have just
What is this?
Oh, okay, hold on.
What is that?
Oh, eyeball.
What does that mean?
That means he's not dead.
Oh.
So, the classic, the classic hint of a sequel. All right, that was Daioh, 1993, created by Athena, released by Sammy. Fairly standard vertical shooter. Yeah. Interesting in that it has 6 buttons.
Yeah, that's pretty unique. That you have all your power-ups at your disposal at any given time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that too.
And all your bombs too.
That too. Yeah. So, music.
Very catchy. Very.
I agree.
It's very indicative of like that time era, I think, and it just that music just screams like video game music.
Yeah, usually shmup soundtracks, especially from the early '90s, were very like grungy guitar metal.
Yeah.
This one's not. It's very synth heavy.
MIDI.
Yeah.
MIDI heavy,
it's
right?
It's like keyboard. I would say it's more keyboard heavy.
Synthy. Yeah.
And I think the boss music is the same for every boss. And if that's true, that tune, that is an earworm for me at least.
Yeah.
That'll
get caught in your head.
That is a driving tune. Like, you're fighting a boss.
Yeah.
But
so
graphics.
The graphics. I like the way the animation is.
I like the sprites. They're pretty good.
Yeah, the sprites are. The game is really well done. It's solid. Like there aren't any parts where you're just like they cut corners there.
Yeah. You never notice any bad parts. And like I said in the intro, it's like a lot of the game is kind of autopilot. Like you're just holding down the lightning shot, and popcorn enemies are just
raining on you,
raining to their own death, just into the bullets, and it's really fun. Like, lightning shot in any game, homing lightning, there's just something about it.
You're all about that.
Just the feeling of destructive power.
Right, but at the same time, though, like, when it's difficult, this game is difficult, though. So, I mean, like, you have to be on your toes. You have to know, like, what's coming up. Because those bullet patterns are pretty fast and furious. Like, you either have to have great reflexes or just you have to know exactly where to be. That kind of deal.
Yeah, it does. Each level does get pretty progressively harder. I mean, there's no early hard parts. It just, as you get deeper into the game, it gets harder and harder until eventually the levels themselves are hard, not just the bosses. And the final boss is a son of a gun.
I think it's a good gradual increase of difficulty as it goes along. And also, this game gives you extra guys. A lot of extra
we didn't
guys
mention that during the gameplay footage.
I guess the default settings are extra guide every 500k, and then every
million
after that.
I think in the gameplay footage I had it set lower. So it was like 300k and every 800k. Either way, if you don't die, and you get to the final boss, you'll have 5 guys in reserve, 4 or 5,
which sometimes you think that would be enough, but I don't know.
So you're right.
Who knows?
Who knows? You may need. I have needed all 5 guys to pass the final boss, because you die, you get those measly little power-ups, you go back, you die, you go back and get it. So it can be a really hard game. It's frustrating in that you'll consistently get deep into the game. But if you're going for that 1 credit clear, that final boss is a fairly large gatekeeper.
I mean, if I get that second loop and do the tool,
we didn't mention it. It loops. And it's standard second loop where everything is the same. I think the enemies might be a little faster, but
and they shoot more bullets. So
bullets,
definitely more bullets,
and bullets are definitely faster.
Yeah, faster. Like it's similar to those who played Donpachi, where you have your normal, like the first loop bullets are out, but then like they had the second loop bullets, so there's bullets on top of bullets coming down. So yeah, there you go.
One thing we don't know is if the big giant final boss robot actually dies on the second loop, or if that little flicker just means like, second loop coming. Don't know.
But I guess overall though, I give it 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I had a blast
on a ranking of A to Z.
It didn't. Interesting ranking system.
Yep, it's 2 thumbs up. Everything's. I don't know. It's enjoyable. Like you can definitely get into it without too much effort. But then if you really want to get into it, you do have to spend some time into it. All the different options at your fingertips are really unique. I mean,
you could theoretically play the game through and then go, all right, this time I'm going to learn and just use. I use 3 buttons. I could easily see myself learning how to play the game again with 3 different other buttons, different bomb, different shots. There's so many different ways you could play the game.
Yeah, so the replay, I guess, aspect of that, it's pretty high. So you can go back and do different things to that game. So we definitely recommend it to anybody who is looking for a new shmup to play.
I agree. I think we're 4 thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right. If you liked this episode, you can catch us on YouTube. We have a bunch of other episodes. Follow us on there. YouTube.com/Shmuppin. We also have a Facebook page. Subscribe and follow us on there. Facebook.com/Shmuppin. We also Twitch a lot. Stream on Twitch. I'm Dr. Sage.
And I'm Backdoor Fred.
So follow us on there. You can catch us streaming. Maybe even streaming next episode's Shmup.
Who knows?
So until next time, as always, keep on Shmuppin'.